We'll get right to it, starting with our hundreds. So, hundreds is a breathing exercise. I want you to come all the way down to the mat. So, I really want you to be focusing on breathing while we do it. So, once you lay all the way down the mat, take the arms up and overhead, point the toes, take a big breath in, and exhale. One more like that. Inhale, find length. And as you exhale, find the belly into the spine into the mat. Pull one knee in and then the other. Hug the knees in. Legs will go up to 90 degrees. Arms can go up and overhead for one more little bit of a stretch here. And then as you exhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders, and arms will reach down by the hips. Legs will lower to your degree. Now you start to pump the arms. It's slow and controlled, 6 to 8 inches. But you're doing this about 30 times. It's an inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gaze at the belly button. Exhale for that 3, 2, 1. Maybe eyes and toes are in line with each other here. It's up to you, but you're only here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Draw the knees in. Now we'll work on our roll up, but today, if you're just starting out, maybe you'll do the roll back. So go ahead and come all the way up into a seat on the mat and take the legs out in front of you a little bit further away from the glutes than you would a shoulder bridge. Hands will come behind the thighs, and you can have the knees in line with ankles, in line with hips, or the feet and knees can be together. Your choice. If the hands are on the backs of the thighs, they're light. We're not grabbing and pulling in. We're actually going to take the chin to the chest, start to find the C curve of the spine as we begin to roll back. Pelvis stays slightly tucked here as we roll all the way back. You're going to feel a point where the abs catch. Now, without using the hands too much, I want you to think rolling back in as if you were a fruit roll up. You come all the way back up. That's just if you're ready to go a little bit further. Then you roll a little bit further back. Hands are still light. Now you can continue to do this, or if you're ready and you want to try the roll up, we'll go all the way through that as well. So lay all the way down, reach the arms up and overhead, flex the feet so the heels dig into the mat. Now you feel the low spine connect to the earth. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, head, neck, shoulders, chin start to lift up, and you start to really engage the core just the same way as we did. You pull back with the spine, and you reach forwards. And you'll do either one of those 3 times. So whether you choose to do the roll up or the roll back, you're really focusing on the core. Notice how I use a little momentum there. Really try to be smooth and even with the control. After you do 3, we're going to move on to our roll over. So go ahead and come all the way down to the mat, knees into the chest, legs straight up to 90. Arms will be by your sides unless you need support. Now, if this one you're like, this is as far as I'm going, my hamstrings are tight, I'm not ready to lift the hips up, you can hang out here for a few breaths. Otherwise, we're going to start to roll over. Press heavy into the palms. You're going to use your core to lift the hips up and over. Now, if you get here and you're like, I'm okay, but I need support, hands come to the backs of the pelvic bowl there just to help support your low spine. Otherwise, hands are down. You're using your triceps and your arms. You lower the feet behind you. Once your toes touch down or come close to parallel to the mat, you can take the feet about hip distance apart and slowly roll back down, one vertebrae at a time, articulating the spine. Once you come back to 90, feet together, 2 more times. You can always use your hands to support. You can skip this one. Try to keep the gaze towards the belly button as you lower, feeling really strong in the core. Finish up your 3rd one, lifting up and separating the feet and slowly lowering down. Once the feet land at 90, point the right toes, take the left heel to the mat. We'll do our straight leg circles. You'll pull the knee in towards the nose, cross through the midline, and then circle down and around. Now, what we're focusing on, you're going to do each direction 3 times, is the pelvis staying stable, right? So imagine that you have this board laying across the pelvis and we're not rocking it side to side. So finish up that 3rd one, and then you'll go the opposite direction. Knee in and then out to the side and around. So we'll pull the knee in just so we can get that full nice circle 3 times this direction. Once you do that, scissor legs, right heel down, left toes high, knee in, cross the body and circle. 3 times this direction as well. It doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe hamstrings are really tight. Notice how I'm going all over the place because I'm talking, but maybe the hamstrings are tight and the knee needs to be soft. That's okay. Do 3 in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Finish up your last one. Great job. Now you have the opportunity to let the legs come down and roll all the way up, or use some momentum and roll up however you like. But we'll meet in a seat for rolling like a ball. All right, this is the last posture of this first 5. So if this doesn't feel great, that's okay. We'll talk about it and you can work your way up. If you're not ready for rolling like a ball, that's totally fine too. You can continue to do your roll backs just as long as you're starting to work on the core. Otherwise, let's get to it. You want to make sure that you have some space behind you so that you can roll back. Your feet are going to be on the mat in front of you and your hands will come to your shins. Draw the heels in as close as you can. You are making yourself into a tiny ball. Chin will tuck into your chest and your core stays nice and engaged because you're going to roll onto the spine. So I like to make myself into a nice tight little ball, elbows in, pulling the heels into the shins. Lift the heels up first. Okay, now once you're here, you start to lift some of the toes, maybe all of the toes, and you're now hovering or finding that space between the sit bones and the sacrum to where you're almost balancing, right? You're teetering right there. This may be it. Like I talked about, if you are not ready to roll back, that's okay. You can stay right here and just work on the balance. Otherwise, tuck the chin in, feel the core engagement. We roll back to the shoulders, keeping the ball nice and tight, feeling the core engage as we balance up top. 2 more. Rolling back and up, hovering at the top, keeping the nice C curve. Last one. And set it down. Great job. Take 1 big breath in and out. Awesome work.